Michelle's informed me that we are live. We'll call the order of the May 7th, 2018 meeting of the Limestone County Commission. Public comment, Pamela?
Deborah Bentzinger.
Hey, Deborah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Harrison, we have a petition here from the residents on Glendale Lane stating that we request our road be repaired and not turned back into a gravel road.
Okay.
Two people weren't home and one did not want to sign the petition, but everybody else on the street did.
Okay.
Also, in case you're aware, on Zaner Road, there's a bad bump. So either a bump sign needs to be put up or the bump needs to be repaired so that people know that a big bump's coming. And also, do you know when it's going to be when the bridge gets fixed on Quinn Road?
Which bridge? The latest near 7 Mile Post?
Yes.
The road is open, and the signs are removed. The signs are not removed, they're
Right.
removed from the roadway, but it has not officially been opened, if I'm correct.
We've done our inspection to open it to traffic, but it hasn't been
Okay.
accepted by DOT, which is why the signage is still there.
Okay.
But we've done our inspection to open it to traffic.
Right. It's open to traffic, and it has been for 3-4 weeks.
Okay. All right. And also, I've gotten comments from a couple of the bus drivers that the limbs on their roads are deplorable. And one bus driver said she's even had to go out and trim the limbs on her road.
If you will have the bus drivers contact Rusty Bates,
Okay?
and Rusty Bates will contact me, we'll go ahead and take care of it.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Are there any more comments, Pamela?
No, sir.
All right, could you please call roll?
Commissioner Hill.
Here.
Commissioner Turner.
Here.
Commissioner Black.
Here.
Commissioner Harrison.
Here.
All present. Commissioner Black, would you lead us in our pledge?
I will.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first item, I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes from April 16th and May 2nd, 2018. Do I hear such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I have a second in unison by both Commissioner Commissioner Turner and Commissioner Hill. Pam, whichever one you would like to
I'll go with Hill.
mark down. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item, I'll ask for a motion to approve claims in the amount of $1,598,783.38. Do I hear such a motion?
I make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Black. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. There are no resolutions and orders to come before the commission. Moving to contracts, agreements, and grants. I'll ask for a motion to approve corridor evaluation/consultation fee agreement with Beneficial Designs, Inc. for trail assessment of the Richard Martin Rails to Trails pending county attorney approval. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. I have a second by Mr. Hill. Any discussion?
Since this is not listed on here, this is a grant. Is that correct? This is what Sonia
my
had done, was a
understanding.
grant and all that.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure everybody knew that.
Is this, the assessment, is that for like, what is handicapped and what is not, and,
It will be similar to that, yes.
okay.
I don't know what all it entails. Sonia was at the work session Wednesday, but it will have to do with handicap accessibility.
And I think it may be like the bridges, the weight of the bridge, whatever.
Yes.
I mean, I think it all has to do with the whole thing from one end to the other one. I forgot to tell you all that. Yeah.
Bridges thing handled.
Yeah, I think they can now.
I understand that if we gonna make a repair, they assess it before we do it. They're not gonna go out and tell us we need to change this or that, but if we gonna make a repair, the way I understood it was they want to be involved in it.
There's no further discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Hill?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. We're going to pull the number 2 item to approve the supplemental agreement with Morrell Engineering for preliminary engineering for the bridge replacement work. There's a couple other things that's got to be changed on that form to meet ALDOT specifications for this particular project. Taz is working with them to change whatever it is, how the way they want it in their form, and then we'll have it at the next work session soon. Item number 3, I'll ask for a motion to approve the agreement with Bradley Wisner for right-of-way appraisals and negotiations for the bridge replacement on Old Highway 20 at a cost of $9,050. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Harrison. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I will call for the vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Commissioner Hill?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. At this time, I'll ask for a motion to suspend the rules of order in order to add Rapiscan service agreement to the agenda. Do I hear such motion?
I make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Black. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner,
Question, if I could, on that, or actually give y'all some information on the RAPSI scan.
Yes, we don't take that. Once the commission meeting has started, public comment is just a matter of the commission voting now. But thank you, yes, sir. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Hill?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item, I'll ask for a motion to approve the Rapiscan System Incorporated Service Agreement for the Courthouse X-ray Inspection System, 3-year term, paid up front in the amount of $13,860. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have the motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Hill?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. There are no budget revisions, no emergency purchases, and no board appointments. At this time, we'll move to the awarding of the bids, and I'll entertain one motion to approve security envelopes with windows for the License Commission and business cards for the License Commission, and the amount awarded to Staples for $398.37, and Curry System for $354. Do I hear such motion?
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hill. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Hill? Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. There are no personnel actions to come before the commission. At this time, we will turn it over to our esteemed engineer for his report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have one thing for you this morning, a subdivision. Be Legacy Grove Edition Number 10. This will be major subdivision, and this will be for preliminary approval. This addition consists of 69 lots in District 2 on the north side of Newby Road.
And you do recommend approval of this?
I do recommend approval, yes, sir.
I'll ask for a motion to approve the preliminary submittal on Legacy Grove Edition Number 10. Do I hear such motion?
I make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Harrison. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Commissioner Hill?
Aye.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Under other business, item 1, I'll ask for a motion to rescind bid proposal number 2633 for motor oils due to noncompliance and award to W.H. Thomas Oil Company for the remainder of the bid, which is effective through December 6, 2018. Do I hear such motion?
I make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Harrison. Any discussion?
Yeah, we're doing this because of the lack of responsibility of the previous bid winner. It's just been a lot of problems getting what we had ordered and some things like that, so in terms like these, I guess we have the right to do this change. I know we can not accept a bid if you're not the responsible low bidder, and then that was the case here.
All right, but no further discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. This time I'll ask for a motion to approve to sell the following items on GovDeal out of District 4, a Legend Bush Hog Model 2610L1. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Black. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I will call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item, I'll ask for a motion to approve for the commission to do site prep and drainage work for the green space area to be developed at the Athens Limestone Public Library not to exceed an amount of $20,000. Do I hear such motion?
Motion.
A motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Black. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I will call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. There are no scheduled public hearings. We'll move to report of our officers. Commissioner Hill.
Yes, sir. We are in the process of getting some roads ready to chip seal this summer. The employees are out, and some of the roads, they'll have up signs, but encourage the public to watch for the employees. There'll be also patching and other maintenance jobs during the work week. I just encourage everybody to be real conscious of them and their safety. We're continuing to clean up storm damage weekly. We had trees down last night. So anytime there's been a thunderstorm, be careful while you travel because trees are falling. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Turner.
Yeah, we've had some good weather last week. Got a good bit of work done cleaning out ditches. We'll be doing that again this week and working on a few other roads to make improvements. Like Commissioner Hill, we had one tree down in our district last night. Took about 10 minutes to clean it up thanks to the help of the deputy that was there. So outside of that, nothing new to report.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Black.
With warm weather rolling around, I've got a lot of areas where people camp, where people fish. They pull up and park to fish. I just ask that those people pick up after themselves. Lots of bottles being thrown, just garbage left, any number of things. If you camp at a location, take your garbage with you. Somebody's not coming around picking up behind you unless it's me or my employees, not me. So I just ask that y'all throw your trash away. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Harrison.
We've had trees down over the past week, and I do want to thank the Clemens Volunteer Fire Department. They took care of one tree over Cox Road for me, and that's appreciated. The call for conflict of interest language to put in the procedures, I don't have that ready. We hadn't quite decided on where it needs to be or if it needs to be at all in the agenda, so I hadn't finalized that, but I plan to have something ready for you by next work session. I do want to address the Glendale Lane. Okay, I understand the petition that you don't want it to be turned back to a gravel road. What I'm doing on roads like that, we're working on the end of Barker Road, is that for a period of time we have to grind it up, and there will be a period of time where it will be a gravel road. We're going in and putting, like on end of Barker Road, we put in 7 cross drains, and we've done an extensive amount of ditching, and that's what needs to be done on y'all's road. Now, to do that, it's going to have to be ground up, the base be addressed, but first we're going to do the ditching and the cross drains and get that right. that is a long and tedious process. I mean, we've been on Barker Road for what? I mean, almost 6 months or more, okay? But it needs to be done. And before I resurface a road, I'm gonna make sure that the ditching and the cross drains and the side drains are taken care of, because these surfaces are so expensive. I'm not gonna resurface a road unless I'm gonna try to give it its best shot. I agree. Okay? So there will be a time to which that road will be a gravel road. And I'm not making any promises. That's the timing. Typically, I let it settle. I like to let it set over the wintertime. It's less dusty then, and you're going to get the most settling, and then you come back the next year and you grade it and get it smooth, and then you chip seal it. Okay? We're just now coming into the chip sealing season, and that's from the time of May 1st to October, and there's a limited. Stanley, as he's mentioned, he's got a lot of roads that he's doing this particular year. So I'm not going to make any promises, but I can promise you, before we resurface that road, it will be turned into the gravel road. I just want you to understand and understand the process. And if you have any more questions, I'll be glad to address them after the meeting. That's all.
I'm sorry, you said I'm not gonna make any more promises, but I will promise you.
Yeah, no promises as to not turn it into gravel road.
I was gonna say, I wasn't.
Except for one.
Except for one.
I wasn't laughing at you.
I
just
promise
when
you the other
said
way. But I
Thank
do
you.
want you to understand, and it's a slope. What we're doing on these roads and reclaiming the roads, that's why it's not done very much, is it's tedious. But it needs to be done.
Thank you, sir. Thank everybody for coming. Deborah, thank y'all for coming today. Everybody have a great week. We are having the ribbon cutting for GE Aviation. I think they've got over 100 employees, and we're having a ribbon cutting Wednesday at 11 o'clock at GE Aviation. They've already expanded over what they had initially announced, so more people going to work in Limestone County. With that, we will recess until 10 a.m. on Wednesday, May 16, 2018, at the Washington Street Courthouse Annex, 310 West Washington Street. Thank y'all. Have a great week.